Hi guys, let us make a bubu gown with an inbuilt collar. So right here, the length of my neck is 3 inches. I come down by 1.5 for the back and I curve it. So the next thing I will do is to come down by the depth of my neckline by 8 inches. So I don't want her bobs to show, so I make use of 8 inches. Right here you come in by 1 inch, then you use your straight ruler to curve it in. Just curve it to draw a straight line like this and curve it. So the next thing I'll do is to measure the next shoulder length, 19 inches for her shoulder, 19 inches for shoulder. I will draw a straight line with my straight ruler. So the next thing I will do is to come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slant. For shoulder slant, come down by 1 inch, draw a straight line. So the next thing you do is to go down by 12 inches for armhole. For the sleeve, go down by 12 inches. Then you also draw a straight line. Then after that, the next thing you do is to check the measurement you have on your shoulder. Check what you have on your shoulder. That's same 19 inches, you bring it down here, 19 inches. 19 inches, you mark 19 inches there. Then use your straight ruler to draw a straight line. Use your straight ruler to draw a straight line. So the next thing that you are going to do here now is to measure down to the hip. So from shoulder to the hip measurement I will be working with here is 24 inches. So measure from shoulder to hip measurement 24 inches. That is what I'm doing here. You give a mark there. Then you measure from the other side down again to get exactly the same thing. Then use your straight ruler to draw a straight line. After drawing the straight line now, you are going to divide your hip by 2 plus 3 inches allowance. Divide your hip by 2. So divide your hip by 4. I'm sorry for that. Your hip measurement divide by 4 plus 3 inches allowance. You add 3 inches allowance. Then whatever you have, you still take it down. The same hip divide by 4 plus 3 inches allowance. You still place the same measurements down at the hem of the gown. So my gown is not up to the length, so I'm going to join it to get exactly the same length. So you also bring the same measurement up here to the hip, to the 12 inches measurement. So you draw a straight line. Just watch what I'm doing, okay? Watch what I'm doing. You will draw a straight line. Now also blend it in here. Also blend it in here. So the next thing you are going to do is to use your curve ruler or your hand. You can do it with free hand and curve your armhole. You curve your armhole. So the next thing you do is to use a straight ruler and draw the straight line down, just to the same measurement that will mark down. You draw it down. You draw it down. After that, the next thing you are going to do, this is an inbuilt collar. One side of the collar will be bigger than the other side. Now you mark 2 inches here. When you mark 2 inches, you notch. So pay very good attention here, please. This is the main deal. This is the main thing for the video. The main reason for the video. So you notch on the 2 inches mark that you gave. Right here, I'm going to go up by 1/2 inch for my sewing allowance on my shoulder. So 1/2 inch for sewing allowance for my shoulder. So I will draw a straight line with my thread ruler. After drawing the straight line now, so we are done. We have to cut. So pay very good attention. This is the main reason for the video. So right now, you cut out the back of your back neckline, then the neck of the back pattern, then the same 2 inches that we notched there. Look at it. I'm trying to bring it out with chalk. This is the 2 inches right here. Now you're going to curve the 2 inches to your neck. From that 2 inches, you have to make a curve this way. No, there is error. Just ignore that particular line. Now follow the one that I'm doing now, please. You blend it in there. You curve it this way, okay? So after curving it, you are going to cut it out. After curving it, you are going to cut it out. Ignore that line that I pointed, please. So right here, you cut it out. Then you set it aside. This is the back of the. Then right here, I'm trying to remeasure the measurement I used there. Go in by 1 inch. I'll still measure back my 8 inches to be sure that is exactly what I have. Now right now, I raised my tape up by 1.5 inches that I came down for the back neckline, and check it is equal. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut it out. I'm going to cut it out. So right here now, I'm going to open it. After cutting it out, I'm going to open it to work on the neckline, the inbuilt collar. So the inbuilt collar. So right here, I did not know that my phone stopped recording. So when I find out, I have to redo what I did. I measured out that 2 inches here. Look at the 2 inches here. I measured it out. Please, when you fold your fabric, iron it so that you have that line that will be inside. Please, it's very important. We're going to make use of it. So look at this neckline here. Okay. You still come down by that same 2 inches you mark there. The next, you will use your straight ruler to draw a straight line and cut it out. So that was what I did before I noticed my camera was not videoing. So remember that I said, please always when you fold your fabric, always iron it, please. Very important. So the center fold now, I'm going to make a mark on the center fold after this. So right here now, and from there you will come down by 1/2 inch. There is a small chalk down there. It's 1/2 inch that I came down with. Use your ruler and draw a straight line. As we are going, you will understand why I said so. So right here now, I'm going down by 1/2 inch. So this is the 1/2 inch that I'm telling you about. It will be a guideline when we are sewing our collar. So that is why. Use your straight ruler and mark it, please. Whichever way you know that you can do it, just do. So just use your straight ruler, mark it to be a guideline when we are sewing our collar. So remember now, I went in by 1 inch. This is the center fold. Please use your chalk and mark it. Try to iron, please. When you fold your fabric for cutting, iron. This is the center fold. Right here now, remember we used 2 inches. Remove 2 inches from our collar. Plus 1 inch I went in with, making it 3 inches. So right here I'm going to sew, just sew the shoulder. After sewing, repeat the same process on the other side. So right here we are done sewing the shoulder. The next thing we are going to do now is to measure our shoulder round. Measure round your shoulder. After measuring it, right here is our ashoke. This is the ashoke that we will be using for the collar. Please, I know I did not mention it on the video. I'm sorry for that. We'll be using ashoke for our collar and the design that we'll be putting at the front. You can make any design of your choice. Just the main reason for this video is the inbuilt collar. So right here, this is the ashoke. I measured down my neck round measurements down, and I added 2.5 inch. You can use 3 inches. You can add 3 inches to be a safer side. Please just add allowance, add as many allowance as you can, just to be a safer side. I use 2.5. You can use 3, you can use 4. So right here now, I'm going to cut out that from that 2.5. I'm going to cut it out. So then I will trim it. The measurement for my band is a 3.5 inch, because remember I went in by 1 inch. Now fold your band and get the midpoint. I went in by 1 inch when I was drafting my fabric at the neck depth. I went down by 8 inches, went in by 1 inch. Now I've cut out 2 inches from it, that making it 3 inches. So right here the measurement for my band is 34 inches by 3.5. So I use 3.5. The half inch will be for the sewing allowance. Right here, fold your band in by 2. I fold my band into 2, and so I folded my band into 2 and I got the midpoint. So right here now I'm trying to show you something. This is the center fold. Okay, by the side we have 1 inch. That is the 1 inch I went in with. By the side here we have 1 inch. Now this side we have 3 inches. That is the side we minus 2 inches from, plus 1 inch that we went in with, making it 3 inches. In my band I have 3.5, which the 1 inch is what I'll be sewing with. Okay, I'm trying to remeasure it again to show you. So 1 inch here, 3 inch here. So on my ashoke now, I'm going to measure 1.5 inches here. This 1.5 inch is the place I will use and sew the 1 inch. On the 1 inch side, I will use this 1.5 inch. I will fix this 1.5 inch there. So right here now, you're going to get the midpoint of your midpoint of our ashoke now. From that midpoint on the right hand, go measure out 2 inches. On the left hand, measure out 2 inches. So when we are marking right here, now I'll be marking 1.5, 1.5, 2 inches, 2.5. When you get here now, please mark 2.5. Then 3 inches here. I'm going to leave it like that now. This 3 inches. Okay, 2.5, 3 inches. So when you get to that mark 2.5. Then when you get to the center, leave it at 3 inches. From the center, leave it at 3 inches, please. Leave it at the 3.5 there. Sorry, from the center, leave it at the 3.5. This side now, you mark 2.5. Just watch from the beginning. You mark 1.5, 1.5, 2 inches, 2.5, 2.5. You leave it that way, because that is the place, the smaller place is the place we are going to fix on the 1 inch, the place that have 1 inch on the shoulder. Okay, right here now we are going to start fixing our collar, that inbuilt collar. Now we'll start fixing it. So right here now you start this way. When you are fixing it, please make sure you have like 1 inch extra, so that you will be able to trim out the excess when you are done. When you fold it in, you trim out the excess. So we are done sewing. Right here now, look at what we did. I've sewn it round. I'm going to trim out the excess after explaining here. You are going to notch. This is the half inch I told you that will be a guideline for us. This is the 1/2 inch. Right here, you are going to notch from there. You will notch down to that 1/2 inch. That is the work of that 1/2 inch. Now it will help you to know the extent you notch to. So right here, we are going to notch. You repeat the same thing on the other side. Then the next thing you will do is to fold it in. And use your go to your sewing machine and stitch it down, because we are going to attach a design on it. Just go to your sewing machine and stitch it down, or you can stitch it from under. Just hold it from under and stitch. So right here now, we're going to fold it inside and give it a very good press. That is what I'm trying to explain to you. Fold it inside here now and give it a very good press. Iron it. I will just iron it and I will show you, okay? Arrange it well and iron. So after ironing it, this is the results. So look at it here. Now right here, now I'll go and stitch on top of it. I'll just go and stitch on top of it. So the next thing we are going to do now is to add our design. You can decide to be creative here. Now create any design of your choice. So right here now, I'm going to create what I want and how my customer wants it. So this is exactly what my customer sent to me that she wants, something like this. And I'm going to create it, fold it inside, then iron it and trim it out, trim the excess out. Just make sure you have a fold, make it very well and good, match it there. I'll fold it and iron it. Look at it. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'll use my needle to hold it down. I'm going to use my needle and hold it down. I'll use my needle and hold it down now. So after holding it down, the next thing I'm going to do is to run a stitch on it. Look at it. See how neat it is. I've run a stitch on it. See how neat it is. So don't mind the white chalk that is there and the camera that is doing it somehow. So right, the next thing I'll do, I cut out my ashoke. I use it and turn the sleeve. So that was what I did. I just measure your sleeve, cut out ashoke, fold it into 2, make a fold as if it's band. Use it and turn your sleeve inside. That was what I did. So simple. Anybody can do it. So the next thing I'm going to do is to close it. I'm going to close it like this. So my pocket side, and the next thing I'll sew it down, iron it, and I will show you the result. If you have watched to this extent, thank you very much. Please like, subscribe and share. Thank you guys. Bye. Mwah.